What's good, everyone, here in the online internet, IWC? You know how it be. It is your boys, the tag team champions of the podcasting world, the heavyweight tag team champions of the podcasting world, doing the only thing we know that better than anyone else here on the internet and at IE Sports Radio. It's T5 and the SoCal Saint. This is the IE Wrestling Show, your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports, IE Sports Radio. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to this awesome Wednesday afternoon or morning, depending on what side of the United States or the world you're listening to us on. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's good? How's everyone doing? T5, what's good, brother? How are you today, my friend?
Brother, what's happening?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, ooh, brother, let's go in there. The mega power is just getting in there. Yeah. Oh, you feel the electricity?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Damn, how was your weekend, brother?
Oh, it was good, man. Can't complain, bro. Can't complain, man. What's happening with you, bro?
Yeah, I can't complain either, man. Last night was a little rough. I just got off of a 12-hour shift, and we only had 4 people to help the million citizens of Fort Worth. But that's all part of the job, man. You know, especially on night shift because we're always lacking when it comes to people on deck. But it's all good. You know, we do what we got to do.
Word,
yeah,
man.
We make it through. You know, we're a tight knit group on that midnight shift. We're pretty I feel like we're tighter than most, so it's cool. Like I work with a good crew, so I can't complain. And they actually helped me with they helped me verify my list, the list that we talked about making for this coming episode. Last week we mentioned it toward the end of our episode. Last week, me and T5, big fans of pop culture, not just of wrestling, not just of sports in general. And, you know, when it comes to wrestling is a type of entertainment, of course. You know, it's sports entertainment, so to speak. But we look at it like in a cinematic way, especially with things going on with the Bloodline storyline. The Bloodline storyline has always been considered cinema. You know, WWE, that's a word that's been thrown around like the last over a year or so, that this is cinema. And what better way than to show our love for that type of entertainment than to come down to our top 10 best comic book movies of all time. Because what better cinema than comic book films right now that are probably the most popular in the world today. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. But real quick, let's get into the official sponsors of this show that keep the lights on for us here on the IE Wrestling Show and everywhere else on IE Sports Radio, like 100% premium brisket beef jerky, Planet Jerky. This jerky's on a whole other planet. T5, have you got your delivery yet, man? I know you mentioned that last week.
That mug is coming in tomorrow.
Ooh,
so
awesome.
I will definitely be having an unbagging or unboxing of one of them during my show Saturday, and I'm gonna save some. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I'm gonna save a bag for next week. Hey, it might start calling me, man. If it's as good as you say it is, it might start calling me, and I might have to pop that second one open. But hey, I'm gonna save one for next week, and I'll pop it open during the show. But I'll definitely have one Saturday pop open, and I'm gonna tease everybody. I'm gonna tease everybody. Make it start fiending and scratching.
Oh man, yeah, that dude. I'm telling you, man. If you guys haven't tried Planet Jerky, any of Planet Jerky's delicious products, go to their website. Order right here. It's down scrolling there right below. PlanetJerky.net. That's PlanetJerky.net. They have some delicious flavors. My favorite one, like I say it every week, is the volcanic jalapeno. That one was so good, man. It's like a sweet and savory flavor, and it gives you that nice little kick at the, that that after kick. You know what I mean? Like
I
I
got
love
that
that.
one. I got that one, and I got the teriyaki coming, man.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's one I haven't tried yet. I haven't tried the teriyaki yet, and I haven't tried the. I think there are other spicy flavors. The Carolina Reaper, if I'm not mistaken. I got to
Yeah,
try that one,
that's
man.
the one. That's the one. I'm gonna save
Yeah,
that one for another time. But I got the one you suggested,
nice.
the volcanic jalapeno, and I got the teriyaki coming through.
Hell yeah, you definitely got to check that out. And they actually have an official Instagram page as well. At Planet Jerky is the Instagram handle, and again, don't forget to order from their actual website, planetjerky.net. And
I'm
another,
trying to get the fire endorsement deal over here, man. I'm trying to get that. Hey, I know they already sponsoring us, but I'm trying to be the poster boy. I'm trying to be Mikey up in here.
that's right. Hell yeah, I want to be on the cover, man, holding my belt and a bag of beef jerky.
Like,
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
for
Another one
sure.
of our sponsors keeping the lights on for us here, guys, is of course Seal the Deal Wax Seals from the lovely lady of the IE Sports Radio family, the head honcho, main squeeze, of course, Miss Cecilia B. She is the lovely wife of our head honcho, Larry B., host of Three and Out. And she has created this awesome product, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. She has an official Instagram page for it, Seal the Deal _wax seals. And you can actually order directly from our official website, iesportsradio.com /seal the deal wax seals. Wax seals is a nice little tidbit that you can use for all your upcoming events, big events, like if you got a baby shower coming up, your children or family members, your brother, your sister, your cousin, yourself, even if you're going to be having that big graduation, high school, college, whatever, med school, you name it. You got a big promotion, you got a baby shower that you want to announce, the gender reveal, anything like that, anything that's a special occasion that you want to just add that nice little that nice little stamp on. This is what you would love to have on your envelopes or your invitations. Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Again, go to iesportsradio.com /seal the deal wax seals and the official Instagram handle, Seal the Deal _wax seals. But this could not only this can't be just laid on the feet of those two awesome sponsors, because without the network that we're on, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. And of course, that is IE Sports Radio. IE Sports Radio, guys. Follow us on all social media platforms, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And we're also live streaming on YouTube. If you're watching us live right now, guys, we are live streaming on my actual personal Facebook account. We're also streaming on YouTube right now, and we're streaming on the IE Sports Radio's official X page at IE Sports Radio. Hell yeah, we're doing the big thing, guys. We're multi-platform over here, guys. Not only that, guys. This is the official page right here on iesportsradio.com for me and T5 show, iesportsradio iesportsradio.com / the IE wrestling show. That is the main page for our show on our official website, which is, of course, iesportsradio.com. You can join for free. You can make a free account, or you can interact with the hosts of all the shows here on IE Sports Radio. Hosts like myself and T5. T5, of course, hosts another show here on the platform, the Crescent City Connection. That's Saturdays at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the same exact time we go live here on Wednesdays, but it's on Saturdays. So please check out T5 show. Of course, it's awesome. Trust me. And we got some other shows. Another fan of the show here, the Yinzer Report with Ralph Khalees, my boy Ralph Khalees. He's a big fan, always giving us props and always sharing our posts and stuff on X. So a shout out to Ralph, man. He's a good dude. Give it up one time for him, T5. Yeet. That's right. Giving a shout out, Yeet, to Ralph in the chat room. Hopefully he's in the chat room. Hopefully, and if anybody's in the chat room, please don't be shy. Hit us up, comment us, shout us out, especially when we come to this upcoming little list we got going. We'd love to hear y'all's opinions.
Oh yeah, tell us how trash our list are if you agree with them. If we drop some names that you ain't hear in a while, or if you like, man, hey, I like part 2 better than part 3. You tripping? Hey, right. Let us know. Let us know. That's what we're here for, man.
Let us know. Also, we have a shop. If you want to throw some shekels our way, you love what we do here at IE Sports Radio, go to iesportsradio.com/shop, where you can order yourself official IE Sports Radio merchandise, such as the official IE Sports Radio logo t-shirt, guys. Boom, right there. It says it in bold, black and white right there for you. Black and white, the colors of the New World Order. You know, we're taking over, man. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. It's got the logo and the official tagline. We have hats. We got tank tops. We also, hopefully, with the winter coming up, I don't know what winter is because I don't know. It's probably me and you have very similar.
What is this winter you speak of?
I know, yeah, because me and T5 are right here in the South. He's coming from Louisiana. I'm coming from right here in Texas. And I don't know what fall is because it's been fucking 90 something all damn week long. So I don't know when the cool weather will kick in, but hopefully it'll kick in soon enough where we'll actually have some wintry clothing options for you on the iSports Radio shop. Maybe long sleeve t-shirts, hopefully some hoodies, but more on that later once we get some info about that, guys. And not only that, if you can't watch us live, guys, if you can't watch iSports Radio live, we are available on all these podcasting platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and Geo7. I'm telling you guys, we are multi-platform. We got you covered. Whatever your vice is, how you obtain and ingest your social media or your podcasting media, we got you covered. Video-wise, we got you covered. Streaming-wise, and we got you covered audio-wise. Okay, so we got you. Whatever your choices, pick your poison. The iSports Radio is on top of it. Okay, man.
Yeah, we on demand, baby. Anytime you on the treadmill at the gym, you in the car ride line, pick up your kids, man. We there, baby. You in traffic, man. We there. Hit us up. Right. Anywhere you get your podcast.
That's right, guys. Please follow me on oh wow, I'm losing my train of thought on X and TikTok at IE Wrestling Show. That's X and TikTok at IE Wrestling Show. And please follow my boy T5. These are his handles here. Boom, who is T-Fizzle is his personal account, and the Crescent City _IE is his official account for his official show, the Crescent City Connection, which again is live on Saturdays at noon Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right? I just want to make sure I said that correctly. I want to give my boy all the praise, man. I'm trying to bring some eyes to the show. So
for sure, appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man. I do what I can, brother. But yeah, guys. So we'll be right back here in just a moment. Let's don't take our word for it. Listen to the actual nice little drops we have here for the official sponsors and IE Sports Radio. We'll be right back in just a moment, guys. Don't go anywhere. When we come back with the IE Wrestling Show, T5 and your boy, the SoCal Saint, are going to be going down with their list for the top comic book movies of all time, in their opinion. So let's just say that. Disclaimer, it's our opinion. So you don't have to this is gospel, okay? This is our opinions, okay? We'll be right back in just a moment, guys. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Yo, what's good? We are back, guys. Thank you for sticking around. That was from the official sponsors of IE Sports Radio, of course, Planet Jerky and Seal the Deal Wax Seals, and just a nice little overview of what we do here, what was available to you through the platform of IE Sports Radio. T5, man, I don't know about you, but this list, it was difficult, man. Being a giant nerd, it was difficult for me to get down on this, to really label it down to 10, man. It was really hard. I know me and you, before we went live on the air, we're talking about some honorable mentions. I think I had almost another top 10 of honorable mentions because it was so hard, man, to narrow it down to just 10. But I think I have a pretty solid list. I think me and you might have some crisscrossing on this list as well.
Man, it took about a week to put this together, man.
Yeah,
I went and listed all the movies I could think of, and then I turned around and was like, "Oh man, I forgot about that. Oh man, I forgot about that." Then I turned around and had to start knocking them off like the Bachelor, the Bachelorette. I had to start eliminating them. I started having eliminations and stuff. Right. Bam, bam, bam. Got down to 10, and the 10 I got down to, I had to arrange them in order by a hierarchy and stuff. So man, it was wild. I literally got done like this morning, like last night morning.
Yeah, same here. Like I finalized my list during work, like in between calls. I finalized my list, but I think I got a pretty solid list here. So yeah, so me and T5, like I stated at the top of the hour, we're big fans of pop culture, big fans of the comic book world and comic book movies in general, and with WWE always being compared to cinema lately, I thought it would be cool to have like a little niche, throwing in some pop culture here into our show with, because I feel like, like comic book films, professional wrestling, it kind of, comic books in general and professional wrestling seem to have a lot in common. It's good versus evil, good guys versus bad guys. You have your good guy teams, oh God, I'm trying to think of a good guy team. I mean, they were kind of like the anti-heroes, but, you know, like back in the day, Attitude Era, D-Generation X were the good guys. The Nation of Domination were their rivals, you know what I mean? When Rock was leading the crew and Triple H was leading the crew for DX on that end. You had in bigger, and I guess in more broader terms, you had the NWO, of course, on WCW, being the invaders trying to take over WCW, and you had Sting and the other members of WCW leading the charge against the villainous Hollywood Hulk Hogan and the NWO. You know, it was like the Justice League versus the Injustice League, or the what's the other name that they're known by? I just drew a blank. The Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of it goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like they cross over more often than not, and you know what I mean, especially in the movie world. Surprisingly, I mean, John Cena, of course, is Peacemaker in the DCU. Dave Bautista, of course, was Drax the Destroyer for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Rock had a little bit of a stint in the he dipped his toe unsuccessfully, but you know, that is what it is, as Black Adam for the now defunct DCEU. Triple H even was in a Marvel movie once, in the not very much loved third film in the Blade trilogy, Blade Trinity. So, you know, like, I mean, wrestling and comic book movies and wrestlers in general kind of go hand in hand. Even CM Punk famously is a huge wrestling fan, and his time away from wrestling, whenever he walked out of WWE 10 years ago, he had a short little stint working for Marvel, writing a Thor comic book. For those who don't really, who didn't know that, you know, you can look that up. You can see that Punk actually authored a comic book run for Thor for a short time. But man, so do you want to throw out some of your honorable mentions, T5, before we get into the actual list?
Word, man. Honorable mentions I've got. I had just kind of found out that we were doing animated movies too. So I was like, oh, I got a couple. We both talked about this Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. That's a classic. Oh, yeah. That was like one of the OG. That was like one of the OG animated movies that came out, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I talked about Flashpoint Paradox.
That's a good
one. I believe that was a Justice League joint.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Flashpoint Paradox, man, that put like the DC animated universe on the map right there. Everybody, I think around the pandemic, I believe, everybody was talking about that one. And everybody was like, oh, I gotta watch this. Next thing you know, whole timeline. Everybody was talking about Flashpoint Paradox and how hard they was going.
That movie was what the live action Flash movie wanted to be, but was nowhere.
Should have been. That's what it should have been. Not to say it wasn't. It was all right. It was all right. The Flash movie was all right, but that's the direction they kind of wanted to go.
Yeah, but they couldn't touch it. They were nowhere close to it.
Right. And I kind of want to say Man of Steel. And Man of Steel, definitely. I dug Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah.
Dug the fight with Zod. That was dope. And my last honorable mention is Zack Snyder's Justice League. As a lot of slack and flack it caught, and it was long as all get out. The payoff and what they did with it, and then the end credit scene made it all worth it. It made you actually want them to follow it up. It made you want them to follow it up.
Exactly, but well, that's just going to be one of those big what if scenarios, I guess, in the world of
100%.
Films. You know, like
100% missed the bag.
So that's unfortunate, but yeah, I thought that the Zack Snyder's Justice League was above and beyond, way better than the Justice League that we got in theaters. You know, the Josh Whedon, that garbage, that amalgamation of two films created into one. It was like some Frankenstein movie that just was incoherent from beginning to end. It was just whatever. But yeah, that Zack Snyder's Justice League, yes, very long, but it's above and beyond what we received in theaters. Oh man. But I mean, all right, let's go. I'll start. I'll just go ahead. If I'll go ahead and run down my films. If you want to make a comment in between, we can, and then I'll give you the floor, and you go down your list as well. And then, like I said, if I want to make a comment, we can. But let's knock it out. Okay, well, this is what I got here at number 10 for me. This holds a very special place in my heart. This is probably one of the very first comic book movies I ever saw in theaters. I remember my aunt took me to see this as a young, hyperactive child. I don't know how my aunt who was a teenager at the time, put up with me. But somehow she made it through, and I enjoyed myself, and I love this movie. This is a comfort movie for me. I will watch this on a rainy day, on a sunny day, when I'm home, just random. I showed this movie to my son. He enjoyed it, which, holds a special place in my heart now because that's something I get to share with him now. It's 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The original.
Dude, I knew where you were going with this.
The original. Then a little known fact about that movie: this is the most successful independent movie ever made in terms of this type of film and the scope it was, because no studio, I guess, had any faith in this movie. Didn't want to touch this movie until this studio that was an upstart came around and jumped at the chance to finance this movie or distribute this movie. And it actually turned the studio into a huge, huge deal from that day forth. That movie studio is New Line Cinema. New Line Cinema wasn't even a thing.
Wow.
Yes, it was because of the success of this movie that New Line Cinema became a juggernaut in the world of the movie industry. So I just love this movie. Everything about it. It's such a I know the other films went kind of campier following this, but this one was more direct, true to the comic, the original comic run, and it was very dark at times. I mean, there's parts of this movie that are just the film itself is pretty dark, especially the scenes in the city. A lot of it takes place and under the sewers. I will always remember the two scenes that stick out in my head from this film are when Raphael and the rest of his brothers show back up at their home, and Splinter is gone. It's been ransacked, and they notice that Splinter is missing. And Raphael has a guttural reaction.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Man. And then you see that it cuts to that poor old man walking by the sewer crate, and he's just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I love that. I always get choked up at the part where all the brothers are sitting together and they're meditating, and Splinter visits them, his astral projection visits them.
Yeah.
And then you can just see the emotion on their faces, and he's just letting them know, I love you, my son. It's just real fun, man.
Bro, you start as an adult, you start welling up now. You might not have as a kid, but as an adult, you start welling up a little, bro.
You do now, yeah. Especially as an adult, it's stuff like that tugs at your heartstrings. And then the very end, when Splinter shows up to save them from the Shredder, and he reveals himself, he's I remember you, I met you that night when you killed my master. And then Shredder
put his mask off.
And that scar, and he's and then Splinter, and then Shredder says that line, "I'm gonna finish what I started with your ear." Oh man, I love that part, dude. Bro,
never popped me with Casey Jones, bro. He was like, "Whoops."
Oh man, that movie was, dude, from top to bottom. This movie is solid. Anybody that says any differently is smoking crack. Okay, this movie is the GOAT when it comes to the Ninja Turtles universe. Okay, this is the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Okay, this is the standard bearer for me. This is also. This is the standard bearer and the original animated series run. Those two those are the standard bearers for Ninja Turtles universe for me.
Bro, the part that stuck out for me was when Raph was getting his butt kicked, bro.
Yeah.
And the apartment building was on fire.
Yeah.
And they had to rush him. They had to drag him out of there and stuff. And then they went to the farm and they had to nurse him back, bro. Mm-hmm. That's what stuck out for me, because he just came crashing through the ceiling, wham! And he just got his can kicked, bro.
Oh, yeah. I think, and I fell in. I mean, I was a little boy. I think that was my first. I think I fell in love with April O'Neil as a kid.
Ooh, bro, everybody's good boy.
And then I think self-consciously, not self-consciously, but like I guess like just in the back of my mind that always stuck. So my wife, her name is April. So go figure. Go figure. I guess it was meant to be, man. It was meant to be.
Bro, and like little pieces of that movie just popped me, bro. Like when Mike and Donatello were waiting for the pizza at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Man, if he ain't got my pizza, if he ain't here in 30 minutes.
Right. It's like Donatello's trying to have this like heart to heart with his brother, and Michelangelo's all he's worried about is when the pizza's getting there. You know, what is Donnie's like?
He's sitting there with a toothpick in his mouth with his leg crossed, and bro, he got about 13 years. He ain't here with my pizza.
It wasn't even a toothpick. It was like a popsicle stick. It was a big ass popsicle stick, and he was using it as a stick. Oh man,
that movie just the go, bro. It had me roped to this day, bro.
That movie is the go, bro. And then at the very end of the movie, it has that badass rap song, that TURTLE power.
Bro, me and my nephew, bro, like we was incorrigible. Like my older sister brought me and my nephew to the see that the whole ride home. Me and him singing TM man.
Yeah.
He was going hard the whole time.
I have that shit on
the whole ride home, bro.
That shit's on my Spotify, man. I ain't got no shame in my game.
Hey, bro, not for nothing. Secret of the Ooze, bro. Hey, bro, Secret of the Ooze kind of went hard too. We popped for Vanilla Ice. I ain't even ashamed about it. We popped for Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice popped up, bro. We was in that. Go ninja, go in the movie theater, bro. No shame.
I ain't got no shame in that either, man. I love that run, but the first one, man, is the end all be all for me, man. That's the one. That is
word.
There, bro. Damn. Let's see what else I got. I got number 9. I got the. I mean, a lot of people, even Ryan Reynolds himself, says that this is the film that saved Marvel, and he's not lying. Blade, the very first Blade. Wesley Snipes. You know, there's only one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade. You know, some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. This movie is awesome. Okay, awesome. I put on one of my honorable mentions was Blade 2, but I had to go with the first one. Just like with the Ninja Turtles, I feel like Blade is the standard bearer. Blade saved Marvel from bankruptcy, saved Marvel from going out of business. If it wasn't for Blade, we wouldn't be in the world that we're in now. We would have never gotten Iron Man. We would have never got an Avengers film. We would have never got Avengers Endgame. You know, like we wouldn't be in the world that we're in now because Blade was the reason why Marvel's lights are still on and Marvel's still the juggernaut that they are now. If it wasn't for this film. So you got to give Wesley Snipes and you got to give Blade his flowers, okay? And not only that, it's so funny that I mentioned New Line Cinema. This was a New Line Cinema film as well.
Wow.
So, cinema again, setting the standard bearers. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is with New Line, but they knew what they were doing. You know what I mean? They changed the world with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first run, the very first film. And then they did it again with Blade in, was it 1999? I think it came out, 98, 99.
Mm-hmm.
It was like right before the big comic book hits of the 2000s started. So, I mean, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, the only reason I would have probably put number 2 up so high is based on the soundtrack. That Blade 2 soundtrack, cooked. That thing cooked.
Yeah, and it was a different style and directors too, because I forgot who I can't remember who directed the first one, but I know number 2 is Guillermo del Toro. You know, and you see a lot of his style in that film that you see like later on in like other films like Hellboy and stuff like that. And Ron Perlman famously is in Blade 2, and he of course was Hellboy for Guillermo's film. So a lot of crisscrossing, you know. Crossing the stream, so to speak, to take a Ghostbusters term. You know what I mean? At number 8, I had to put this as number 8. I wanted to put it higher, but I just couldn't do it. This is where I had to fall in for this one. But this is the OG of the MCU, Iron Man, the very first one, Robert Downey Jr.'s first appearance as Iron Man in Iron Man. This film was fucking amazing. Okay, like I was all in. I was all in on RDJ being Tony Stark. John Favreau had faith in him when no one else did because, of course, Robert Downey had just come back from years and years of being a big screw up. It's very well known. He had his demons, a lot like a lot of the wrestlers that we love had their demons and got clean and got their lives back on track and made something out of themselves. And this is no different. You know what I mean? To compare it to wrestling terms, since this is a wrestling show, like I would say RDJ had a very similar fall and rise, like the late great Eddie Guerrero. You know what I mean? Came back and had the ultimate success. Eddie Guerrero came back from the fall, had his resurgence, got clean, and he became WWE champion, became one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling at that time. If it wasn't for his untimely death, who knows where his career would have taken him. He'd probably be working side by side with Shawn Michaels right now down in NXT. You never know. Or maybe he'd be up on the main roster helping those guys out, producing matches right there with Triple H, maybe working creatively, producing matches. Who knows? You know what I mean? The sky was the limit for Eddie Guerrero. And RDJ right now, that's where he is in his career. If it wasn't for him finally getting clean and getting this opportunity as Iron Man, who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, it would be a much different world we live in today had they gone with the very first choice, which was apparently Tom Cruise was the first choice to play Tony Stark. But Jon Favreau stuck to his guns and was like, no, it's got to be Robert. And that choice made the world of difference, in my opinion.
Man, I'm glad he did stick to his guns, because I remember when I first saw Iron Man, I was like, dang, dude. Growing up reading Iron Man comics, and always picturing Tony Stark in my head, and even the cartoon was all right and stuff. But when RDJ did Iron Man, it felt like a glove, bruh. Mm-hmm. It fit perfectly. You could see that smugness in him, and that he felt like the rich tycoon. Smug playboy, drinking and everything. He was like, this is my Tony Stark. This is how I always pictured him.
Yeah.
It was like a glove, bro. It fit perfect.
It's like it was like method acting without the method acting, because it was just so natural. You know what I mean? He wasn't like, some of these guys where they take it too far, where they you're like, when I'm on set, you call me Tony Stark. It wasn't anything like that, but
like him on Tropic Thunder.
It wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't his character on Tropic Thunder. You know what I mean? He wasn't living the life like that, but his love and appreciation for the character. I mean, like, how could he not? The character and the movie came at a time in his life where it's like it was make or break. You know what I mean? And look at him now. He's an Oscar winner. He's one of the biggest stars in the entire universe. And he's getting another opportunity in the MCU now, coming back as a villain, coming back as Victor Von Doom in another Avengers film, possibly showing up in the next Fantastic Four film from the MCU. The sky is the limit, man. So, I mean, it all started with Iron Man. So,
I'm gonna let him cook. Hey, Marvel done garnered enough good faith, and I'm gonna let him cook. Everybody's like, "Oh, you can't do. You can't. No. I'm gonna let him cook.
Yep. All right, my next two picks at number 7. I had. This was hard for me to choose between. I wanted to put one of his trilogy films in here, and it took me a minute. I had to settle on this one. This might be controversial because I know the second film in his trilogy is very highly touted, very well loved. But for me, I had to go with this one because of the stakes and the scope was such on a high scale, and just that, just one in particular line in this film is what did it for me. And I was like, man, this movie is so fucking awesome and so much deeper than people really give it credit for being. Captain America: Civil War. at number 7. And the scene that I'm talking about is at the end when it's revealed that Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, had murdered Tony Stark's parents. Because Tony Stark's parents, for the longest time, had only been known that they had died in a car accident. But then we find out in this film that that was not the case. Yes, they did get into a car accident, but it was caused by Bucky being the Winter Soldier during him being a brainwashed assassin. And then from there, he murdered Tony Stark's father, Howard Stark, and then went on to strangle and kill his mother, who was in the passenger seat of the same vehicle. And Tony, in his rage, in his blind rage, like he just couldn't help it. Like a lot of my friends are always for this film, they're always like Team Cap, and they try to justify it to me that he didn't know what he was doing, man. Like you can't blame him for that, yada yada. But I was like, dude, one line for me from Tony Stark is what said it all. And being a mama's boy like I am, God rest my mother's soul, when he said, "I don't care, he killed my mom." Like that was it for me, because that would be me. I was like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You can't explain shit to me. He killed my mom. Let's fucking go. Okay, that's all I care about right now. You can explain it to me after I kill his ass, but let me do this first. That's how I felt. And I was just like, I'm Team Iron Man all the way. I'm sorry. Up until that point, I was probably leaning towards more Cap, but when that happened, I don't know. It's personal reasons, and it just got to me on a deeper level that way. Just that one little line is what changed it all for me. And that film is so. I think people sleep on that film when they really shouldn't, because that it introduced us to our Spider-Man that we have now. God rest his soul, Chadwick Boseman. That's his first appearance as Black Panther and T'Challa. And man, that movie's just great. And
I don't agree with you that people sleep on that movie, because I remember I was in the theater when that trailer first came out. I forgot the movie. The trailer was so gangster. I forgot what movie I was there to see. That I saw the trailer for that, and bruh, everybody went nuts because they didn't know the Civil War trailer was coming on, and then when they did see it, and you saw Black Panther, like, oh, Black Panther come in? What? And then you saw at the end where the shield, where Cap had the shield, and then you saw the spider web come down.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in the theater went nuts.
Yeah.
Spider-Man could be Spider-Man. And you can hear his voice, and you knew it was Tom Holland. You was like, bro. Literally, everybody went nuts. That's how hard everybody was waiting for this movie. They could not wait. That I don't think, no, it wasn't underrated. Folks was down for this.
Oh, I'm not saying it was underrated. I just meant like people seem to talk about Winter Soldier as the better Cap movie out of the three. The better. To me, Civil War is the best.
War, bro. It was Civil War, man. It was Civil War.
Yeah.
Bro, everybody was going hard for Civil War. And then, like, the real hard comic book fans that read the actual Civil War, they was waiting to see how they was going to do.
Yeah.
We couldn't have the X-Men. We couldn't have certain characters. They were waiting to see how they were going to adapt the Civil War aspect of it to the movie, movie. So, man, folks was going hard for this.
Yeah.
To this day, folks go hard for this.
Yeah, that's true. Number 6, I had to give it some thought. I'll just go back to back real quick with these because I know I wanted to get through it because I want you to have enough time to go through your list as well. At number 6, I got X-Men Days of Future Past, where the two casts meet, for the original cast and the cast of the rebooted universe when it was the younger versions of Magneto and Professor X come together in this one film, which I think is the best of the two together. The kind of amalgamation of the two. I feel like this is the best film in the best X-Men film in general, the one with the X-Men title. This is the best X-Men film with the X-Men title in the title, basically. If you get what I'm saying, because I have my next pick, I feel are better than that film. I couldn't come down to just one choice. So my fifth choice is a tie, unfortunately. But X-Men: Days of Future Past was my number 6 pick, and then at number 5, it's a tie between Deadpool and Wolverine, which I know is very recent, and Logan.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love them both, and I kind of feel like they kind of go hand in hand now.
They do, yeah.
I mean, so I had to put at number 5. I had to put Logan and Deadpool and Wolverine together at a tie at number 5. Man, I feel like my number 4 picks are gonna. My last 4 are gonna be a little controversial, but I'll just run through them, bro. At number 4, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Which I know, like my buddy at work was talking to me. He's like, why didn't you put, why didn't you pick one of the, what about the one of the Tobey Maguire movies? Like, what about Spider-Man 2 or what about the Amazing Spider-Man, the first the first Andrew Garfield one? And then I explained it to him like this. I was like, yeah, I thought about that because I know a lot of people really highly praise Spider-Man 2, and I'm right there with you. I love that movie. Spider-Man 2 is a near flawless film. Doc Octopus, the whole storyline with Spider-Man kind of losing faith in himself and losing his abilities halfway through the film. It's a great story. But I put it him like this. I was like, I had to go with No Way Home because it was the accumulation of all 3 Spider-Man universes into one giant film that showed love and appreciation for the universes that came prior to it. Kind of like very similar to how Deadpool and Wolverine did with the Fox universes, the Fox Marvel universe, basically like the X-Men films, the Fantastic Four films, it was all kind of bringing everything together and giving them their flowers. And I felt like that's exactly what Spider-Man: No Way Home was. And it was just like a passing of the torch, so to speak, from Andrew and Toby to Tom Holland. So I had to go with Spider-Man: No Way Home for my choice at number 4. And I mean, like, how can you not? I mean, you got all three live action Spider-Man together for the first time, something that I think none of us ever thought would happen. Which you have to give praise to the animated Into the Spider-Verse series, because if that, I think, wasn't as big of a success as it was, winning Oscars and shit like that, I don't think they would have thought like, hey, if this works in animation, let's try this in live action. If that didn't work, I don't think this idea would have came to fruition. We would have got a very much different third Tom Holland film. But lo and behold, this is what we got. We got to see Tobey Maguire in the suit, hopefully not for the last time, which I hope Toby suits up, and so does Andrew. I hope they both suit up one last time in Secret Wars, because, I mean, that's the rumor. Secret Wars is going to be everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody. But we'll see how true those rumors are. But seeing Willem Dafoe killing it again as Green Goblin, making it very personal again, being the son of a bitch, the Joker he is Spider-Man's Joker, to Spider-Man, to Spider-Man's Batman, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't really give the comparison. But when you really think about it, Batman and Joker are the end all be all when it comes to hero and villain, and Spider-Man and Green Goblin are right there. It's very personal between them. Green Goblin, he killed, so to speak, or had a lot to do with the death of Gwen Stacy, which was Spider-Man's girlfriend at the time in the comic books. You know what I mean? Like, it was there's a lot of similarities between the manic craziness of Joker, same with the manic, split personality of the Green Goblin. You know what I mean? Green Goblin being the father of Peter Parker's best friend, Norman Osborn, and then being this ultra violent, just despicable character. You know what I mean? Like, and we got to see that in a different sense, where like now the Green Goblin of the Tobey Maguire universe has his eyes set on another Spider-Man to torture in Tom Holland's Spider-Man and his version of Peter Parker. So I just thought it was just, it was leaps and bounds. Like, this had to be my number 4. I'll run through this real quick, man, because I want to hear your list right now. So this is my last 3. This is my top 3. Number 3, a film that I feel like came at the right time, at the right. I know I wish we probably could have got some more out of him, but Black Panther, the very first one, what a flawless film. So highly praised, so well made, so just generally loved by audiences everywhere. It was the first comic book movie to get an Oscar nomination for best film. Need I say more? I mean, that's it. I mean, that's the end. That's the comment right there. At number 2 is a tie because I kind of feel like it's a tie because I feel like it really is a two-parter. It's really two. I know they're two very different films, but it's two halves of the same story. Avengers: Infinity War and Avengers: Endgame. You know what I mean? Like one, you can't have one without the other. You know what I mean? They go hand in hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, number 1, this is going to be super controversial, I'm sure. Maybe not so much, but I still feel like after all these years, whenever I saw it at the midnight screening in South Lake over here in South Lake, Texas, at the oh my God, I forgot the name of the movie theater that's out there, but I went in full regalia, full green hair, face paint, sitting in the crowd with my sister who also painted her face. The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is number 1 for me. Christian Bale, Aaron Eckhart, and Gary Oldman, with their Batman, Harvey Dent, and Jim Gordon coming together to try and take down the mob in Gotham. And then you introduce that little element of chaos that is the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker. This is the role that won Heath Ledger the Oscar after he passed away tragically. If he was still alive, I think he was going to win anyway. I don't think I don't buy that he was given the Oscar because of his death. He was given the Oscar because of his performance in this film because it is fucking flawless. Okay, like he is like he brought a huge element to the a different take on the Joker, because up until that point, I think a lot of us were like the best Joker iteration live action was Jack Nicholson in the Batman, the Michael Keaton Batman. But man, like this right here was so different and just menacing and at times like horror villain like, you know what I mean? The way his approach at people and his demeanor and the way that he spoke and the way that he like handled his scenes. I mean, that scene with Michael Jai White's Gamble when he pretends to be dead and then pops up, he's like, how about a lie? Boom, and just grabs him and then tells him that really creepy story that it's ever changing throughout the film about how he got these scars. Like, I love that. Like everything about that is just chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss. That's it, man. That's my top 10, man.
Man, that was a fire top 10, bro. I didn't expect that. It might be controversial, but man, it was justified too. It was justified. There was some good picks, man. Especially number 1. Like, man, Heath Ledger did that, bro.
Yeah, man.
I was one of those cats that was ready to let him cook. I was like, bro, let him cook, man. Let him go ahead on and cook. And he proved me right. I'm happy to be one of them dudes that was like, see, I told you. Mm-hmm. Man, I thought he was gonna do good. I didn't think he was gonna do that good. Because like you said, to this point, Jack Nicholson was my GOAT Joker.
Right.
And Mark Hamill might have been like 1B maybe. But man, when he did that, I was like, bro, I'm gonna have to rethink this. Yeah. Like, seriously. Like Jack Nicholson brought the humorous Joker to it, and spoiler alert, I'm gonna get into it in my list. But he brought the humor of the Joker, the fun side of the Joker to it. Heath Ledger brought that sadistic, chaotic side to the Joker, where you didn't know what he was gonna do next, but at the same time, you were afraid of him. Right.
Yeah, I agree. Because, I mean, like, Jack's Joker was definitely more of the clown prince of crime, you know, like this, the things he did were, I mean, they could be seen as menacing, but they were like goofy, you know what I mean? They were like, it was like in a goofy way he was menacing, but Heath Ledger's Joker, the things that he would laugh at and find humorous are things that would make people squeamish and, you know, just kind of like look at you side-eyed like, what the hell is wrong with that guy? You know what I mean? Like the things that he would, you know, like there was that, you know, like when Batman in the interrogation scene is the perfect example of that. When Batman is trying to beat the answers out of him and he's just laughing every time you get punched. He's like, you have nothing to threaten me with, you know, because it's not like he can't be bought off. Like he's doing this just to do it. You know what I mean? He doesn't have an end game to it. You know what I mean? Like it's just he is. I mean I hate to, that's the quote. I mean, Joker is just he is. You know what I mean? He just is the Joker. Like there's no explaining it. There's no reasoning with it. I mean, even Alfred in that film explains that to Bruce. You know, like some men just want to watch the world burn. He can't be bullied, bought, or reasoned with. You know what I mean? And that was a perfect description of his portrayal of that character.
Yeah, he did his own way with it, and I love and respect it because he went a different direction with the Joker, which was still right. Like neither version is wrong. Both versions of the Joker are correct. If you read any of the comics, you can see Joker doing that. You read the comics, you can see Joker doing with Batman in Batman 1. You can see the different aspects of the Joker from both their different takes on it, and it was still spot on. So I definitely respect that.
Sure. Hey, shout out to Ralph, the host of the Injury Report, is in the chat room. He said, "What's up to us, man? Good afternoon, SoCal Saint and T5." And oh man, that's awesome, guys. Yes, I forgot to mention. I do apologize. Shout out to Ralph and all his followers and his fans of his show, The Injury Report. Yesterday, he did not go on at his originally scheduled time on Tuesdays. He's actually going to be following us today at 4 p.m. here. He will be the next show on the docket. The Injury Report is coming to you live right after the IE Wrestling show today, guys. So
what's happening?
Dark Knight is the best ever. Joker rules. I love that. Yeah, thank you, Ralph. Oh man. So go ahead, T5. Let's hear what you got, brother. Let's run down your top 10 list, brother.
All right, man. Number 10, OG Blade, number 1. The first Blade movie.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be some crossing between us.
Right, man. Right. Number 9, the OG Punisher.
Oh,
not
man.
Hey. I went Dolph Lundgren Punisher, bro. I went way back on that when he was fighting the Yakuza and the Italians.
Was that 88, 89? When did that come out?
Man, that was like 88 or 89, I think, bro. Okay. Dolph Lundgren went hard in that. That was my Punisher right there, bro.
Nice, dude.
Number 8, the first Avengers movie. Like I grew up reading the Avengers and stuff, and I never thought that they would put the Avengers on a big screen. That was it for me, dude. I was like, bruh, this is what little kid me was waiting for, man.
Yeah, that was Marvel's biggest gamble, man. If that didn't work out, like things would be very, very different right now.
Number 7, Black Panther, bruh. Bro, this was like a cultural event, dude.
You're telling me,
like, bro, everybody was out there, bro. Everybody was out here.
Yep.
Man, and then it touched everybody. Black, white, Latino, Italian, everybody. Bro, It touched everybody's soul, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said, Chadwick Boseman, you couldn't picture nobody else doing it. At first, you couldn't picture him doing it. Then you couldn't picture him not doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 6. Whoo, man, this movie touched my soul. Logan. Old man Logan. Bruh, I've been a Wolverine fan since, man, as far back as I can remember. First, it was Spider-Man, and then when I discovered Wolverine, that became one of my OG favorites.
Yeah, me and mine too.
And bruh, I didn't know what to expect from this movie, but Hugh Jackman, bruh, as old Logan, bruh, This movie had me in my feelings, dude.
Yeah, me too, man.
This had me in my feelings. I'm about to call him Captain Picard. Bro, Professor X wilding, dog. He's starting to lose it. He getting old and feeble, bro. It ain't none of the. All the X-Men died and passed him off. He was like that old dad that didn't nobody want to take care of no more. And he passed him off, and he was losing control of his powers, bro.
Yeah.
And then when the little kids buried Logan, bro, I was no good. I was like, man, I'm supposed to be a tough man. This Logan Wolverine, I'm supposed to be a tough man. Chill out, bro.
Right.
It's gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Oh man. Number 5. I did like you. I had to put them together.
Okay.
I had to put them together. Both Avengers movies, Avengers Endgame
nice.
and Infinity War. Bruh. They went hard. And they had folks literally in their feelings. Don't let me die, Mr. Stark. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna kill us. You're gonna kill us in this movie theater, bro. Folks started getting dusted. When folks started dusting, that was a wrap. That was a wrap.
Bro, I don't know. Was it like the same for you when you saw this in theaters? Like when me and my buddy went to see this, when all the dusting started happening, fucking silent. It was a fucking pin drop, dude.
Pin drop. A pin drop. Bro. Because I was so focused looking at the thing that I caught myself look over at my friend and then I would turn around. Oh, that started looking. Once I looked at him, I started looking at everybody else and I was like, oh shit. Then I went back and looked at the screen but we was all laser focused, bro. Yeah, but then you turn around the payoff with the next movie when everybody started coming back.
Oh,
super hype.
It was like night and day.
Super hype. Everybody was super hype, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. It was night and day, bro. Night and day.
Man, number 4, OG X-Men, the first X-Men movie. Now I put this one because as a longtime X-Men fan, to see them finally on the big screen.
Oh yeah.
Before that, all we had was the OG X-Men cartoon, the 90s one.
Love it.
They went so hard. To see them finally on the big screen as an OG X-Men comic book fan, this meant the world. Bro, this meant the world, bro.
You took the words out of my mouth, man. You did. You took the words right out of my mouth because I feel the same way. I wanted to put that on the list too because that movie holds a special place in my heart, man. Just because my dad, I begged my dad, like I was like bugging him for weeks and weeks and weeks, knowing that the movie was coming out. I was like, Dad, I want to be the first one to see it. Can you just take me out of school early so we can go see it? And he shows up, man, that Friday, the day the movie came out. And he's like, come on, we're going to see X-Men. And he did. He took me out. I was like in middle school. He took me out of school. Me and him went to the movies, just me and him. And a lot of the times when we did at that time, you know, especially being as young, I think I was like 13 when that movie came out. You know, like I didn't have a lot of time just like watching films with just one of my parents. It was always we went to the movies as a family. So that was special for me that it was just me and my dad watching X-Men together. So I love that movie.
That's wild because it was me and my dad that went and saw Batman Returns.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that movie. Man, it's not on my list, but it went hard though. But that I was just the comparison. Me and my father saw Batman Returns together. He bought me the Batman Returns T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Oh, God, it was live. We was out there, bro. We was out there.
Nice.
But yeah, X-Men, that went hard for me, bro. As a long-time X-Men fan.
Hell yeah.
Number 3, gotta go back, all the way back. OG Superman, bro.
Nice.
Christopher Reeve, bro.
Nice.
Bruh, dude, you think a man can fly? Bruh.
Yeah.
Who's got you? He caught Lois Lane? You see, it's like, You, but who's got you? Bruh, he nailed Superman so hard, bro.
Man.
Those movies, man, they hold a special place for me, bro.
Oh,
we
for
used to
sure,
sit there and
man.
watch those movies together, me and my family, bro. Those movies went hard, bro.
I agree, man. That's a good movie. It's so funny watching those movies back, and it's like, hey, what the fuck? Marlon Brando's Jor-El. Okay,
yeah, bro, dude.
Kal-El, my son, I'm gonna send you the.
Bro, and when that music hit, and the slow build to it.
Literally, dude,
it start building up, bro.
The score literally says Superman. Oh man,
tell me nothing when that beat hit, bro. Can't tell me nothing. That would
be a better score than I love the Danny Elfman score for Batman. You know, for the first Batman film, and for Batman the animated series. I love those two scores, but I think Superman is just on another level because it's so iconic, man. That John Williams score is like John Williams can't do no wrong. Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Woo! Get off me with that Star Wars. Get off me with that Indiana Jones, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like he can't go wrong. I mean, John Williams is a classic composer, man, and that those scores, and especially Superman, the Superman theme, that's gonna stand the test. That's gonna be here till like when we're no longer here. You know what I mean?
Bruh, I'm telling you, man. I'll tell you that slow bit. Young Clark Kent running through the field. Then he run up in. He run up in Metropolis and rip the shirt. Oh snap! I'm done, bro. I'm about to go pop and watch this later, bro. I'm gonna watch this later, bro.
I'll just say this before you give your last three. I will say this: Christopher Reeve is probably the best actor to have ever portrayed the two halves so differently, and it made it believable.
So believable.
He had his hair and not be the same person because he played them so vastly different.
Because he played the nerdy Clark Kent, the bumbling. Oh, sorry, Lois. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Right. He was
I'm sorry, Mr. White. Sorry, Mr. White. He played it so well, and then he played the confident. You know you can't do that, right? He's like, no, Superman. Oh, bro.
Right.
Man, but
Christopher Reeves, man, was on another level. He took it seriously.
Another level. But like you were saying, you mentioned the score for Batman. Ironically, that's my number 2.
Oh, nice.
OG Batman.
Oh,
whoa.
I love it.
We were talking about Jack Nicholson and the difference between him and Heath Ledger's Joker. The way he had so much fun. The way Joker was just fun, but at the same time menacing, like you didn't want to piss him off.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
If you didn't laugh at his joke, you didn't laugh at what he was doing. Boom! Just ran us. He shot the one dude. He's like, when they had the parade.
Yeah.
He's taking my balloons. He's taking my balloons. Bob Gunn. Boom! Bruh, he was just on another level. And somebody posted the video when he was in the art gallery and they were playing Prince on the boombox. Bruh. He was just marking up the pictures. Oh, not that one.
Oh,
it speaks to me.
It
was Mona Lisa. He said, not this one. It speaks to me.
Bro,
it was just so much fun.
It's so funny you mentioned that. I was listening to Party Man on the way to work last night.
Party Man.
Rock the party like nobody can. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, bro, that soundtrack is undefeated.
Yeah, man.
Undefeated, bro. Prince put his whole foot in that.
The most random, but also probably one of the best movie soundtracks ever. Like nobody would have thought to put Prince with Batman, but
nobody, bro. Closer. I'm like, what? What are we doing right now?
that song that he had during the parade. Trust. Who do ya trust?
Bruh. And everybody was getting busy. Give me that money. Give me that money.
Yeah, man.
It was a party, bro. It was so
stuff,
Joker-esque. It was so Joker-esque. Because he was just having a big old party. Everybody was going around trying to scrap money up off the ground. And next thing you know, boom, that gas everywhere.
Right.
It went from 0 to 100 real quick. And I was like, bro, this is perfect. This is perfect. And as a kid, that movie was undefeated. But coupled with that soundtrack, bro, undefeated, bro, undefeated. And of course, everybody to this day says Michael. Well, a lot of people say Michael Keaton. That's their Batman. I'll fight you on. That's my Batman. That's my Batman. That's my Bruce Wayne. I will fight.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I mean, he was my first Batman, dude. So I can't hate. I mean, I've had others that I like, but
yeah. Shout out to Kevin Conroy, OG animated series. But man, Michael Keaton, that's my dude, bro.
Yeah, same here, man.
And number uno, surprisingly, was Spider-Man. First Spider-Man.
Oh,
and
Toby.
I'll tell you this, Toby, because I grew up reading Spider-Man in the funnies, the Sunday funnies, bro. That's how I learned how to read. I grew up reading the Spider-Man, and that was one of my first superheroes.
Nice.
So to see this dude, to see Spider-Man finally live they had the OG 70s Spider-Man, the TV show. I used to watch that. I used to watch that on Sci-Fi Channel. And it was all right. But to see this on the big screen with all the big timeness of it, bruh, that was a lot for me, dude. That was a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man, and he knocked it out, bro. I dug it. You know, of course, Tom Holland did he was more age appropriate for Peter Parker, but that first Spider-Man, the finally have Spider-Man on the big screen and him flying and swinging through New York, bro. That was it. That was a wrap for me, bro.
I can agree with that. That's a good list, bro. Very solid list, man. A lot of cross-pollinating between me and you, which I figured as much. Great minds think alike, brother. That's why me and you are the tag team champs of IE Sports Radio, bro.
2-man power trip, trying to tell you.
That's right. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed our list of top comic book movies of all time between myself and T5. Put a like, share, subscribe in there. Leave a comment. What your favorite? I would love to hear from the audience of the IE Wrestling Show. What your favorite comic book movies are, if you have any. I would love to hear that. Your takes. I know there's been multiple characters portrayed. Or multiple actors portraying the same character. What is your favorite iteration of a Batman or a Spider-Man or even a Superman? I would love to hear that, guys. Just hit us up on our if you don't leave a comment saying that, hit us up on our socials. Hit me up at IE Wrestling Show on X. Hit up T5 on Who Is T Fizzle on his official personal page, or on his Crescent City _IE official page for his show. And let us know, guys. We'll be
better hit me up saying that Dolph Lundgren was your favorite Punisher. I don't want to hear nothing different.
With that said, we're going to take a quick little break, guys. We'll be right back with the IE Wrestling Show. We got about 45 minutes left here before we call it a day. We got a lot to try to cover. We're going to do our best to get it all in one swoop. When we come back, we're going to talk about some wrestling news, some big stuff coming out in the last couple of days. I definitely want to bring that to y'all's attention. We'll be right back, and let's hear it from one of our affiliates here at IE Sports Radio, actually the show that's coming on after us, which I mentioned a few moments ago, my boy Ralph Calise and the Yinzer Report. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the IE Wrestling Show.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph Calise, the host of the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Yins Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports, and I will update you on all that's black and gold and have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Calise, the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
What's going on, y'all? We are back live here at the IE Wrestling Show, T5 and your boy, the SoCal Saint. And we got some wrestling news to talk about, guys. One of the things, I wanted to talk about this early because it was an unfortunate thing that took place after TNA's Bound for Glory during the post-Bound for Glory TV tapings in Detroit. Actually, a couple of injuries happened. One, I think, a little more serious than the other. But, I mean, injuries are injuries, and they're both unfortunate in the world of sports. Shout out to El Hijo del Vikingo and Chris Bay of ABC. El Hijo del Vikingo suffered a serious leg injury that required his match to be stopped, and he was stretchered out of the arena. I heard he had successful surgery while he was in Detroit, and he is actually now back home in his native Mexico, awaiting to see his actual personal physician and to see where the recovery time will go from there. Unfortunately, Chris Bay had a more serious injury. Chris Bay, I don't know what exactly the move was that he was doing. I hopefully I haven't seen a video of it. Hopefully there isn't one because I know some people are so morbid they want to see that shit. I don't. But apparently Chris Bay landed on the top of his head and did not get up, and he was barely responsive, and he had immediate neck surgery after that. So I got to say prayers up to Chris Bay. Pray for Bay. It has been trending on X and on all social media platforms. Pray for Chris Bay. If you want to show some love to Chris Bay, guys, there's a couple of ways you can do that. Pro Wrestling Tees actually has a thing that just came out that's on sale right now. If you go to their website at prowrestlingtees.com, show your love and support for TNA wrestler and Bullet Club member Chris Bay. His X account is Dashing Chris Bay. So if you want to show some love to him personally, that's at Dashing Chris Bay. Due to an injury that he suffered, he did have successful neck surgery is what I've heard. And they have a t-shirt on sale it just shows it's like a zebra print with sunglasses and the Bullet Club logo on it. It's a heart with sunglasses and two hands doing the Bullet Club symbol. And it says, "We Heart Bay." And all proceeds of the sales of this particular t-shirt go directly to Chris Bay. It doesn't go to Pro Wrestling Tees. It goes directly to Chris Bay himself and his medical expenses. And if you want to throw some love his way financially, if you can, to help him out, I have it scrolling down below right here, his GoFundMe page. Go to www.gofundme.com/F/ that's F as in Frank, /Chris-Bay-Recovery-Funds. And a lot of the wrestling community, fans and wrestlers alike, have already donated quite a bit in just a short amount of time. Chris Bay, I think the ultimate goal is about $100,000, and he's already at a little over 70,000, with a lot of donations coming from some heavy hitters in the world of wrestling. Cody Rhodes has donated. Chris Jericho has donated. A lot of WWE, AEW talents and TNA talents have all donated to him, and fans alike as well. If there's one thing that I will say, as toxic as the wrestling community can be at times, wrestlers and fans alike, when something like this happens, all that shit kind of goes out the window, and we all just come together to support one another, to support one of our own, to support the wrestlers that entertain us, the fans. And that is the thing about being a wrestling fan that I really, truly love. And I've seen this multiple times. I mean, if you ever saw the Jake the Snake Road to Recovery documentary that he did along with Diamond Dallas Page, where it led to him getting clean and getting back in good health and becoming a member of the WWE Hall of Fame. The Resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts. That's the name of the documentary. If you ever seen that, I don't know if you've seen that T5. It's awesome. Okay, yeah. So T5 knows exactly what I'm talking about. Fans, if you haven't, look for it. It's awesome. It'll tug at your heartstrings, especially if you grew up a fan of Jake the Snake. It's almost like a sequel to the Beyond the Mat movie. If you ever saw that film as well, it's almost like a continuation of that because Jake the Snake was very prominently featured in that film as well. During some of the dark days of his career. But there was a part in that movie where they put up a GoFundMe page for Jake because he had to have, I think it was like a hip surgery or something like that, or a knee. It was one of those. It was either his hip or his knee. And I think within 24 to 48 hours, he had gotten all the funds that he needed and then some to cover his surgery. And he, like, you can see the raw emotion on Jake's face. He's crying because he's just like, I guess all those years that I busted my ass, town to town, night after night, just busting my ass, hurting, to entertain these fans. It did mean something. I mean, Jake literally says that through tears, like all that actually was it was not for nothing. You know what I mean? Because the appreciation and love that fans had for him to help him with that. Same with Scott Hall. I think the same happened to him. God rest his soul, before he passed away. I think he had to have a hip replacement surgery, and fans came out for him and donated and got him the funds that he needed, because these guys, for y'all that don't know, wrestlers are independent contractors, even though they're under contract to wrestling companies. A lot of them are viewed as independent contractors. They don't get health benefits like actual employees do. So they have to find their own health insurance if they can even afford it. I know if you work for the big companies, yeah, you can. I don't know. I'm not really sure what it's like for TNA. I know the wrestlers I'm sure they're paid, decently. I don't know if they're getting contracts on the level of AEW or WWE, but a lot of these guys have to do their own funding and really. And sometimes, that's a hit, especially if this is their only job, that's income that they're losing. And, God knows how long the road to recovery is going to be for Chris Bay, which is so unfortunate because he's such a talented wrestler. I'm hoping and praying we will see him step foot in the ring again and actually compete. But who knows what the extent of this injury was, especially since he had to have immediate neck surgery. Like, I've never heard of a wrestler suffering a neck injury and going to surgery the very same night that it happened. Some of these guys usually get written off of television to have the neck surgery, like a Stone Cold Steve Austin or a Chris Benoit or Edge, Lita. They all had to yeah, exactly. They all had to get written off of television to have these surgeries. And for him, this must be very, very serious that he had to have immediate emergency surgery the night that it happened, so just sending some prayers of healing and good fortune to Chris Bay. He seems to be in good spirits because he actually sent out a message via TNA official social media platforms, and I wanted to read it to y'all if I can. This is from the mouth of Chris Bay. He sent the statement out just yesterday on the 29th. I just want to take a few moments to extend my heartfelt thanks and deepest appreciation for so much and to so many over the past few days. From everyone at TNA Wrestling to the incredible medical staff here in Detroit, to family, friends, and fans worldwide, I know you have been praying for my full recovery from the in-ring accident this past Sunday. Monday was day one for me on this journey, which I know will be a long and challenging road. Thanks again for the love and support, and please keep the prayers coming. So, hey, Chris Bay appears to be in good spirits, which is fantastic. I love to hear that. So, man, just God put your healing hands on Chris Bay, man. He's too young and too talented for his career to be over. So I hope we get to see him in a professional wrestling ring again. And again, like I said, guys, if you want to show your love and support for Chris Bay, if you got some shekels, GoFundMe, there's not an amount. I mean, hell, if you got $1, you got $10, you got $5, whatever you can donate will ultimately help him cover the medical costs of his recovery. Again, right down below, it's scrolling right there, GoFundMe.com/F/ chris-bay-recovery-funds.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Vikingo and Chris Bay, man. When I heard about that, I was like, dang, dude. Vikingo just came back from injury, man.
Yeah.
And he like get sidelined again. That dude is like, man, he is a talent, bro. He go like extra hard, like 100 miles per hour, dude.
Yeah, so, he really does.
Yeah, like a lot of people were it's kind of controversial. A lot of people, says he kind of needs to tone his style down, man. And, there may be some credence to that, but it's kind of hard to tell somebody like that, when they used to do it in such a way. And with Chris Bay, I share your sentiments, that the wrestling community shows up for their own, man. As divided as we may be sometimes, the wrestlers show up for each other. And, it don't matter what company you in, what country you in, they show up. And I'm glad to hear that Chris is in good spirits. His family had tweeted that out. And now you said that, he put out a tweet as well. Mm-hmm. So it's good to see that he's on the road to recovery. And I hope he's able to get back into in the ring too. Cause man, like he was really cooking, him and ABC. Yeah. Man, that was like some of my favorite stuff in the last year or two of TNA Impact, the rebranded and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been a highlight, of that rebranding.
Him and Ace Austin. I didn't think when they first brought Bullet Club to Impact, I was here for. I was all right, cool. And then he got recruited by Jay White, and I was like, all right, okay. And then when they put him and Ace Austin together, I was like, you know what? This is something I didn't see coming, that I didn't know I wanted.
Right.
And I was 100% here for it.
Oh, for sure. I agree. So hopefully this isn't the last time. Hopefully Bound for Glory's ladder match is not the last time we see ABC together in the ring.
Right.
So yeah, shout out to Chris Bay, man. Prayers of healing to Chris Bay, man. At least he's in good spirits. I mean, the fact that he's in spirits already so soon after, I feel like is very, very encouraging. You know what I mean? That's really good. That's really good to see. Some other wrestling news we got, guys. I want to shout out to, what a huge, if you caught Friday Night SmackDown, what a huge night in their only second week on the roster. The Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, 20 years plying their trade in the world of professional wrestling. They are former TNA Tag Team Champions, Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions, and now they can add the ultimate. They are the new WWE Tag Team Champions. I can consider these guys definitely in the conversation for one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling today and maybe of all time, with their championship accolade, and there's just their in-ring style definitely changed the game in terms of a lot of these guys that came after them. I feel like Corey Graves speaks the truth when he says, this is your favorite tag team's favorite tag team. I don't see where he's telling lies with that fact. And what an awesome Friday Night SmackDown that was last Friday. You had the fucking awesome first-time match between DIY and the Motor City with elements. It looks like they're already teasing the split between Gargano and Ciampa. I feel like Triple H is ready to have these guys have their blood feud on the main roster for the first time, which I'm all in because their feud in NXT was fucking awesome. If they can replicate any of that magic on the main roster, let's go. I'm all for it. Thumbs up. And in the process, it showcased the Motor City Machine Guns. I feel like maybe Triple H's booking was, I think that's where we're going. We're going to get a Gargano Ciampa feud eventually. And he knew like there wasn't going to be much opportunity to have this dream match between DIY and Motor City. So let's get that out of the way right now, because this is where we're going in the future. You know what I mean? And then it led to the Bloodline coming out, Solo, Jacob, and the tag champs, GOD, which I wish they could call. I don't know. I guess they don't own that name because they haven't called them that yet. But Tama and his brother Tonga, and they had an awesome match. You know what I mean? A very, very well thought out match. Roman and Jimmy Uso got involved trying to take down the Bloodline, and then to get some retribution for losing his Intercontinental Championship that past Monday Night on Raw. Yeet was in the house. Jey Uso showed up on SmackDown and cost the Tongans the WWE Tag Team titles. Motor City Machine Guns getting the big win, big victory. And then we saw it, man. We saw it. The embrace between brothers Jimmy and Jay back together as the Usos. They are the one and only Usos, man, back on top with Roman standing on the stage looking a little confused, a little like, I don't know where this is going. But, I mean, we already got a big announcement after Monday Night Raw that one of the big matches set for Crown Jewel will be a triple threat match. It's Bloodline Civil War Part 2, man. This is what I'm calling it. It's going to be the bloodline of Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and either Tama Tonga or Tongaloa, most likely Tama. And or maybe it's Solo and the Tongans against and Jacob will be sitting at ringside. Who knows? Against Roman, Jimmy, and Jey Uso in Saudi this coming Saturday. And I was, bro, when I say this, tell me when I'm telling lies, brother. Was I not right or was I not right? What, didn't I call all this happening?
Pretty sure. It was going to lead to this.
Right. And then Monday, we saw Sammy interacting with them. And then they had that little tidbit where Sammy was caught outside talking to Solo by Jimmy and Jay. Like, I wonder where that's leading. I think Sammy's gonna join up with the OGs. Like, ultimately, that's what's gonna happen. I have no doubt in my mind. There's no way they're gonna have Sammy join with Solo. Or
I like how they're putting that seed of doubt by, Sammy, checking Jay like, hey, bro, time out, bro. What? This ain't got nothing to do with you no more. You spent your whole time separating yourself from them. What is you going back for? And
right.
then Jay was like, bro, you wouldn't understand. You're not family. And he was like, you felt like, ooh.
I know, that was rough.
You ain't got to say it like that, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That was a little mean.
Then when Jimmy, was tapping Jay like, bro, you see Sammy? He's like, shh, point. And you saw Sammy out there talking to Solo by the car and stuff. You was like, bro, what's going on with that, man? They're putting a little seed of doubt right there, bro. So I'd be kind of interested to see where they go with that. But you kind of figure it's going to lead to Sammy joining the OG.
I think ultimately,
they're going to have to kind of, work. It's going to take some work, bro.
Ultimately, I think it's going to happen this coming Saturday, man, because I feel like Sammy is a huge, huge star, especially when they go to Saudi. You
can't leave him off of that. Yeah,
he doesn't have a match, but I don't think that doesn't mean he's not going to be there. So I'm thinking, let me put it out in the ether with my wrestling mind. Let's put it out there. I think that Sammy is going to show up after. I think that's going to end up being the main event. Is the 6-man tag, and at some point, the Usos and Roman are going to be at a disadvantage, of course, because there's 4 of the bloodline and only 3 of them, and then Sammy is going to come out. Maybe it's not going to be an immediate joining of forces, but I feel like Sammy's doing it because Jay is
I think he's going to come out to save Jay.
Yeah.
And just when, Jimmy and all them are getting hyped thinking he out there to join back, he like, no, I was just here because that's my homie.
Right,
and
exactly.
Like that.
Yeah, like this ain't done yet. Like you haven't won me over yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
This ain't what you think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I came out here for my boy. Like, you know what I mean? Like you said, that's what I think. Like we still got a couple weeks, more than a couple weeks before we get to Survivor Series. So there's still time. And then Survivor Series is in Canada. That's Sammy's home country. And you that the Usos and Roman are going to be crazy over. You add Sammy to that, the OG bloodline in Vancouver. Come on, bro. What are we doing here? War games, man. And oh man, I'm telling you. And then the icing on the cake is when the wise man comes back. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely, Roman is rebuilding the tribe that he lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be interested to see because Jay is still kind of he's back with Jimmy, but he's still kind of on the fence with Roman as well because he said, yeah, we're not gonna be nobody's bubble boys. We gonna be our own dudes.
Right.
He said we not gonna be nobody's followers or nothing. So he's still kind of on the fence with Roman, and he said we'll talk to him on Friday. So
yeah, so we'll find out ultimately what's going to happen Friday. Yep, that's true. So I guess you'll have to tune in to Friday night on SmackDown on USA for that for sure. Man, this next tidbit of news, dude, this is huge. I'm really excited to announce this on air here. I don't know if anyone caught the news that came out yesterday. I don't know if you did, T5, but you may know what I'm about to talk about. But this is big news in the world of professional wrestling right here. Huge. Like this is career changing for many people. This is industry changing, in my opinion. Breaking news: the WWE is now supporting indie wrestlers, announcing the launch of a first of its kind developmental program designed to provide up and coming independent wrestlers a pathway to a potential career in the WWE, known as WWE ID. WWE Independent Development is what it stands for. As a part of the program, several independent wrestling schools will also receive WWE ID official designation, including Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory, Seth Rollins' Black and Brave Academy, and officially Booker T's Reality of Wrestling School, which is right here in Houston, Texas. WWE has also identified top indie wrestling prospects with an official WWE ID prospect designation, as well as support their developmental journey by providing financial opportunity and assisting with training, mentorship, and development, including access to world-class facilities, best-in-class ring training, athletic trainers, and more. This is huge, bro. This is huge. WWE is taking it to another level. They're not just going to rely on their NIL program, which is recruiting right out of college, for their up and for their future wrestlers. They're not going to forget it. Triple H is fucking smart, man. He knows that some of the best wrestlers come from the indies. I mean, you just take a look at his black and gold run, the original black and gold run of NXT. Those were built on the backs of indie stars. You had your Adam Coles, you had your Sami Zayns, you had your Kevin Owens, you had your Finn Balor. Those were built on the backs of indie stars right there. And Triple H has not forgotten that and is developing this. This could be potentially scary for AEW, man. A lot of guys who grew up as wrestling fans, grew up with WWE. AEW wasn't a thing. You don't have guys saying like, oh, whenever I was a kid, I grew up wanting to be an AEW wrestler. No, a lot of guys saying they grew up having the dream of wanting to be in the WWE. And now WWE is giving these wrestlers literally a pathway to that dream. What do you think, bro?
It's a good and a bad. And it's the way I say it because they tried something like this before over in England. Excuse me. When they introduced NXT Europe, they were in conjunction with a couple of the English promotions over there. And they kind of put a hard cap on who, some of their wrestlers could wrestle and where they could wrestle and if they were taking L's and this, that, and the third. And they almost put some of those places out of business. But then when, NXT Europe went by the wayside, they only had like maybe one real promotion that didn't do business with NXT Europe. That was Rev Pro. They're still around. The rest of them are kind of dwindling or gone. So they basically ran a lot of those promotions out of business, and that cut a lot of people's, from under the knees, because NXT Europe is not. I mean, NXT Europe is not a thing no more. So that kind of cut the knees out from the indie scene over there. Now you go over here and you directly, okay, we're gonna do business with them, and them. Guess what? That's not indie no more. Reality Pro, you dealing with WWE now, so guess what? You're not indie anymore. And you're sitting there putting a monopoly on the independent scene. That's what cut a lot of people. That's what cut a lot of the business out before, putting the monopoly on the wrestling when you only had one place you could go. So then when you get cut, where are you going to go then? Okay. That's putting a monopoly on the business. So you're going to have this. That's kind of what messed up before, when they had this overabundance of people on NXT. And next thing you know, like, well, we can't pay for them all. Snip, snip, snip. And at the time, they didn't have no place to go. So luckily, they have a TNA and an AEW now. But guess what? You're doing it again, putting a monopoly on the business and stuff. Yeah, that's great for WWE. Woo! But what about these wrestlers when they mess around and get cut?
Well, I don't see it. I get
monopoly on the business.
I get what you're saying. Like I get your fears. But NXT UK was literally like created to compete with that British wrestling scene at the time. That was what their intention was. This, I don't think, is that. This is just them trying to develop the future of the business. They're not necessarily taking control of these wrestling schools and hiring all these guys. I don't think that's the case. They're just trying to give them an opportunity where an opportunity was never presented to them unless they were going to WWE tryouts and things like that. You know what I mean? This is just an easier path to the dance. And
that's the thing. Like when
financially support them, that's a good thing. Because
a lot of these cats made their mark on the indies. They had to go out there and grind. They had to try and fail. But if you got a direct shot to WWE, then where's the try and failing at? Where's the going from town to town? Especially if you like, okay, you can't go wrestle for GCW.
I'm not saying that the indies
you can't go wrestle for GCW. You can't go wrestle for New Japan. You can't go wrestle up in Canada.
They're not under contract telling them that they can't do that. They're just saying that, hey, you want some training? Come on through. You need some financial support? Come on through. They're not going to stop them from wrestling on the indies because they're not technically under a WWE contract. This is just, hey, this is like I look at it like, hey, this is 24-hour fitness. Come on, like you can come work out whenever you want, kind of thing. This is how I look at it. They're not giving contracts to all these indie guys. They're just saying they can financially support them. Some of these indie guys are wrestling for a fucking handshake and a hot dog, where they could get an opportunity to, hey, if I need some financial support and get some extra training to better apply my craft so that eventually I can get looked at as potentially a new hiree, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? Because that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to support your family doing what you love. And that's what I'm looking at it as. I mean, like, trust me, I understand your concerns, which is very well warranted, especially with the history of the business, the way it's gone up and down over the last 20 some years. You know what I mean? But I feel like this is more positive than it is negative in certain aspects. The fears are there. I believe I totally wholeheartedly agree with you that the fears are warranted. I still,
I'm pro wrestler. Forget the promotional stuff. I'm pro wrestler. I want to see these cats, strive, grind, and better themselves. And like you said, be able to support their family, support themselves, doing what they love and everything. I don't want to see them get their legs cut out from under them and end up not being able to go here, not being able to go there.
No, like Triple H. Triple H grew up in a time when the territories were a thing, and then when he got into the business, became very famous. With the Attitude Era and all, like the indies. The indie scene wasn't what it is like today. I feel like the indie scene, especially during when Cody Rhodes, had left the company and started his trek to where he is now. I feel like Cody Rhodes had a lot to do with rebuilding the indie scene, which a lot of other wrestlers did. Like you had your Adam Coles, you had your Bucks, you had your Kenny Omega, you had Sami Callihan. You had a lot of guys that helped rebuild the indies to where they are right now. GCW included. Booker T's school, Reality of Wrestling, gets a lot of track. There's a lot of indies out here in my in my backyard here. Metroplex Wrestling and DFW All Pro Wrestling that put on
Wildcat Sports.
Yeah, that's they do a lot, that for the business, and it's like the territories exist again. It's just a revamped independent scene, and Triple H, I feel like, since he is a wrestler of the time where he started on the indies before he got hired at WCW when he was terrorizing all those years ago back in the early 90s. Triple H he's one of the boys. You know what I mean? Like that mentality hasn't changed. Yeah, he wears a suit and a tie, but he knows what it's like to run up and down these roads wrestling for if that $20, you know what I mean? And maybe a hot dog or a sandwich. You know what I mean? Like he knows what it's like to ply your trade in the lowest of the low in high school gyms with 5 people in the crowd or whatever, you know what I mean? So and I feel like that's why he's been more forthcoming in letting guys, especially guys on the active roster, the main roster, not just NXT wrestlers, kind of apply their trade elsewhere. I mean, I shared that video with you on X of the tag team champions, JD and Finn, wrestling at an indie show, and it looked like maybe they had about 300 people, 500 people in the crowd, maybe, you know what I mean? And you got Nakamura, Io, and AJ going back to Japan, doing spots. You had some NXT guys going to Japan. I feel like Triple H is more open to letting his wrestlers actually act like independent contractors. You know what I mean? Like going around. You know what I mean? Even Kofi Kingston a while back, I think last month, Kofi Kingston even did an indie date in his neck of the woods where he started his career out in Massachusetts. So, I mean, like these guys, it's a different time, man. Because like I said, I mean, like if this was Vince's time, if Vince was still in charge, this shit would not be happening. I don't even think
Voldemort would never let them go. Nah, Voldemort would never let them go out there, bro.
Hell nah. So this is truly a changing of the guard, man. And I feel like I want to be positive. Hopefully, I'm a little more optimistic, and hopefully this is more of a good thing than a bad thing. But I mean, time will tell. But I'm leaning towards a more positive outlook. Hopefully, I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's all I can say. Like, I'm not saying like, yes, this is it, and I'll be all Triple H. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking rah-rahing it, but
as we like to say around here, let's let it play out.
Exactly. Yeah, let's let it play out. You know, I'll take a step back and let it play out, you know? Oh man, damn, we only got 10 minutes left, man. This time gets away from us so damn much, man.
It does, bro. That list was extra long.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, I apologize. But I really want to do that because me and T5 talked about that a couple weeks back, and we meant to do it last week. So we apologize, y'all, if we didn't get to everything we were going to talk about today. But I know next week is a big deal. Next week, of course, NXT 2300, which comes to you live from the 2300 Arena, better known as the ECW Arena, goes head-to-head with AEW next Wednesday, November 6th. With the election being on Tuesday, November 5th, WWE made the very conscious decision to move NXT to Wednesday and not have NXT aired live on the night of the election, which is very smart, not to do that. So lately, AEW has been getting their butt kicked by NXT on different nights. NXT has been having a higher viewership, and this is going to be the first time in a while that NXT has gone head-to-head on AEW's premium night, Wednesday night. So this is going to be a little revisit of the Wednesday Night Wars from during the pandemic when AEW first launched from 2019 through 2020 before NXT moved to Tuesday night. So I'm eager to see what happens. They've already announced some big matches for NXT 2300 next week with Bubba Ray Dudley, WWE Hall of Famer Bubba Ray Dudley, teaming up with Trick Williams, the NXT champion, to take on Rich Holland and Ethan Page. Big women's match has been announced. I just saw with did you catch NXT last night? All the women came out, even Jordan Grace, the former TNA.
Yeah, I caught some of it. I had a meeting last night, but I caught some of it, dude. Bro, we like to talk. If we had a lot more time, bro.
I know,
we can get into our spiel. The HBK and what's going on, Heartbreak Kid? What's going on over there, dude? What you? Hey, I'm just a sexy. What you doing, bro?
Right. I like them thick.
You know they sexy.
Right.
What you doing, bro? You about to get us all in trouble.
I know. Bro. Yeah, man. I can't be watching that shit. My wife walk in the room like,
He's plotting, bro. See, he plotting on us. He about to get us all in trouble, bro.
Exactly. Next week also, I mean, there's a 10-woman tag, I think. It's a Kalani Jordan with Julia, Stephanie Vakir, and Zarya, I think. Zarya and Jordan Grace from TNA teaming up to take on the Fatal Influence and Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez in a 10-woman tag match. That's cool. And then we got an Extreme Rules match or hardcore match, whatever, between Thicky Nikki, Nikita Lyons, and Lola Vice with another one of my favorites from the ECW, Dawn Marie, as a special guest referee. And not only that, I've seen on social media that the Queen of Extreme, Francine, will be in the house at ECW. And I think the match that you were hoping for is going to come to fruition. Triple threat between Wesley, Javon Evans, and Mr. Monday Night himself, the whole fucking show, Rob Van Dam, will be in the house. This is crazy. AEW better step it up, man.
You could have stopped that Francine, bro. See, you about to get me in trouble. You about to mess with me. I'm trying to be a better person and stuff. You about to get me in trouble. You about to have me back to 1990 something, where me and my friends used to sneak and watch ECW. Bro, you can't. You about to see me?
I'm about to go full Joey Styles, man.
I'm about to risk, bro. I'm old enough now. I'm ready to risk it all for Francine. I'm ready to risk it all.
I had such a huge crush on Francine, bro. I'm about to go full Joey Styles, man. Can't fight.
Where's Joey Styles at?
Oh man. Oh God. I'm gonna go just scratch that. I'm gonna go full Joel Gertner.
We gotta get the neck brace, bro. You gotta get the neck brace.
I'm Joel. The ladies love to love me. Like whatever.
Quintessential stud muffin.
Right. The quintessential stud muffin. Gertner. Oh man. It's gonna be, man, AEW's got to step it up, man. They better start announcing some big matches for next Wednesday, because
man, tonight's cooking. I don't know what they had. They maybe had. I think they got one match announced for next week, but this week they cooking. We got Shelton Benjamin versus Swerve.
Yeah,
that's gonna cook. That's women's horse match. We got some meat going. Statlander versus Camille. Ooh. I never wanted to be choked. Hey! I don't know. Hey, I don't know what type of stuff y'all into out there. Some wrestling nerds are kind of sketchy, but if that's your sort of thing, I feel you.
I want to be the sliced meat between the Statlander Camille sandwich.
That is a sandwich. That is a corned beef, pastrami, all that Reuben.
I want to be that.
Bro, if that's your sort of thing, I understand. Yeah. If you want hands to be put on, hey, I'm not knocking nobody's. A lot of people's into that sort of stuff.
I got it. Wow. Man, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna be watching NXT next week. And my wife's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, especially what if she
that's what you watching? Oh, so that's the type of stuff you.
What if she walks in when I'm watching when it's
He gonna change the channel.
I have a feeling like with my luck, she's gonna walk in during Lola and Nikita's match, and they're both of them gonna be like, what the fuck, you know?
Man, you got to do the show by yourself, man.
Yeah,
I'm punished this week, man.
Hard, man. I can't be on the show this week.
I'm punished for 1 week, man.
Yeah.
Punished for 1 week. What happened, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, you know the match. Oh. My wife came in.
You know what happened. You know what happened.
Oh. Say no more. Say no more.
I seen before.
Tell you, HBK about to get us all in trouble, bro.
Fucking Shawn Michaels, you bastard.
Hey, to this day, HBK 1A, Bret Hart 1B. If Bret Hart decides to put out an indie promotion, he decides to bring Stampede Wrestling back. Hey, we'll revisit this. We'll revisit this. But for right now, HBK 1A.
I gotta go with Brett. Brett's still my favorite. I mean, Brett's invited to the cookout. Let's just call it a spade a spade.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Brett like a little, Brett's the cream in the coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like he
likes the chocolates.
That's right.
And his milk.
He's invited to the cookout. Brett has an overextending invite to the cookout.
oh, no doubt, 100%. I was like, Brett, Mr. Hurt. I didn't know what was going on like that, bro. Why you didn't tell us? I would have saved you some potato salad.
Right.
I would have saved you some. Hey, I didn't know it was like that, Brett. All right.
Yeah.
I see you, Hitman.
That's right.
Hitman, huh? I see you, bro.
Yeah. Well, damn, guys, we didn't get to everything we wanted to talk about today, but we did cover a lot of stuff we were very happy to do for y'all. I know we had a lot of fun doing the comic book list, and I definitely wanted to make a point to talk about Chris Bay today and get that information out there for any fans out there that want to show some support for Chris Bay, either purchasing that shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees or donating to his GoFundMe. And we talked about the new program, the WWE ID, and kind of touching base on NXT next week. So next time, guys, we'll get into, I know we probably should have covered Halloween Havoc and Bound for Glory. I wish we had more time to do that. We'll get those results into y'all next week if you haven't seen those results. And we'll have, maybe next week will just be an all results show. We'll talk about Halloween Havoc. We'll talk about Bound for Glory, and we'll talk about Crown Jewel, because Crown Jewel is this coming Saturday. So we'll be all watching that this weekend. And but yeah, so guys, come back next week. Same IE Wrestling Show time, same IE Wrestling Show channel. For my boy T5, please follow him. These are his handles right here, scrolling down below. Who is T Fizzle is his personal page, and Crescent City _IE is the official for his show, the Crescent City Connection, of course, live Saturdays at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please follow me on the X and TikTok at IE Wrestling Show. That is my official page as well. And please don't hesitate to follow IE Sports Radio on all of our official platforms, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and live streaming on YouTube. Please go to iesportsradio.com. Check out the page for our show, the IE Sports Radio /IE Wrestling Show on our official website. And yeah, guys, thank you again for tuning in. T5, I know me and T5, man, we always get into a tangent and then we just lose time, man. But that's how you know we love what we do here on the show, man. We enjoy each other's company. We enjoy the conversation me and him have weekly. So I mean, if we could go for 4 hours like a Joe Rogan podcast, we probably would. You know what I mean?
Hey, spoiler alert! This Saturday, 50% sports, 50% beef jerky. As long as my stuff comes in, the package comes in. 50% sports, 50% beef jerky. Guaranteed. I'm going to be snacking the whole dang time.
There you go. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in today. We'll see y'all next week. Like I said, same time, same place here on IE Sports Radio, the IE Wrestling Show. For T5, I am the SoCal Saint. We will see y'all next week. Take care, y'all. Stay blessed. Stay healthy. We'll see y'all next time.